probably spend about 6, 7, maybe 8 hours a day on the internet.
Probably 6 or 7 hours online, I reckon. That's how much time I spend, yeah.
I think I'd say about 6 hours a day, probably a bit more than that, 6, 7, 8.
In the modern world, our lives revolve around technology. Every opinion we have and decision we make is affected by the media. Social networking is rapidly becoming the most influential form of media we know, with millions of people spending the majority of their free time online on a daily basis. Data shows that the numbers of people actively engaged in social media are growing every day. At the beginning of 2016, the social networking website Tumblr had 276 million monthly active users. This is easily topped by Twitter with 305 million active users. The photo-sharing phone application Instagram gained 400 million monthly active users, whilst the most popular website Facebook reached an astonishing 1.59 billion monthly active users.
My name's Nick, I'm 19, and I'm a student.
Hi, I'm Bethany Mary and I am 17 years old.
Hi, my name's Scott Roberts. I'm 16.
I've spent fairly a lot of time online. I'll go on things like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, listen to music on YouTube. Spend quite a lot of time online.
No, I'm not a member of any online community.
I used to be an active member on 4chan/B forum or the random forum. I'm not as active on most forums anymore, but r/roastme is another one that I check pretty frequently, or r/League of Legends due to the fact I play the game.
Yeah, I suppose I would. Well, I used to. I don't anymore, but I used to be part of a fan base for Lawson, the band in the UK. Had quite a few friends on Instagram just because they were fans of Lawson as well. We used to just, talk about things to do with Lawson, used to discuss what we liked about them, our favourite songs that they had, their music videos, things like that.
Young people are a lot more likely to invest large amounts of time into social networking. They meet friends and create their own groups and communities online. The most common website for these behavioural patterns is Twitter.
I think it's fine to be a fan of some particular group or artist or whatever, but there comes a point where it could get a bit too serious, considering it's just a taste in music or something. But it's always been going on. Even you even get Beatlemania back in the '60s, where people would riot if the Beatles were in the area or something. And it's the same today, except that it's online as well as in real life, I think. I'm not that much of an expert on that though, really. I just hear about it.
I mean, I think that the whole fangirling thing is, a bit stupid. Like, I don't see why you'd go to some of the extremes, like the whole cut for Bieber thing, which I think started off as like a trolley sort of thing on 4chan anyway, and then just became an actual thing. I don't think it was genuinely legit the whole time. But some fangirls just take it too far, but there's nothing wrong with, enjoying a band, say, and screaming at their concerts, stuff like that. But the ones who just will tell you to go and kill yourself if you say anything bad against their band, it's just just shut up. No idea what you're talking about.
I think it depends on the band or the thing you're a fan over. Like, if it is a band that not many people like, they may take the mick out of it. They may make a joke about it because they don't like who you're a fan of. But if it's a well-known thing, like a band or singer or something, and they like them, then they don't have much ground to joke about, sort of thing. So yeah.
One of the things that emerged due to a strong Twitter following was the Cut for Bieber trend, where Justin Bieber fans self-harmed in the attempt to prevent him from smoking marijuana.
Maybe these 4chan kids are actually modern-day satirists who are participating in a new form of performance whose message shines a light on our sick and twisted relationship to celebrity.
Cut for Bieber, I think, was some sort of widespread trend or something where a lot of fans of Justin Bieber were cutting themselves or something because he was smoking marijuana or something, or found with some marijuana, and they started doing the hashtag Cut for Bieber trend, really, and it then inspired lots of his fans to self-harm, really. That's as much as I know about it.
I know that the Cut for Bieber, I think it was mainly on Twitter due to the fact it was a hashtag. I don't think Facebook had picked up the hashtags, but I did see a lot of things shared over Facebook and over Twitter at the time. But I mean, I guess it could have started on either Reddit or on 4chan. They sound like the kind of places where people would just start that sort of thing for fun. I don't think it would be. I don't see why the fan girls and all the fandoms would just start, doing that for no reason. I mean, I guess if he did it first, I don't have that much information on it, then maybe they would, but it just seems like a kind of troll that turned into actual harm on people.
Yeah, I heard about it. I saw quite a few horrible pictures online about it on Instagram mostly, and I just thought it was absolutely ridiculous. I think they got way too involved, and I think they're way too obsessed maybe with being part of that sort of trend. I just don't think it should have been a trend. It's quite dangerous spreading that about and spreading it to other girls doing it and other girls doing it and possibly even boys, who knows, but I just think that really got out of hand, and yeah.
The trend was started on a different website called 4chan. A forum on the website decided to start the trend in order to trick young girls into harming themselves for their idol. Multiple users made fake Twitter accounts disguising themselves as members of the fandom and posted fake self-harm pictures. This not only encouraged young girls to self-harm, but also caused a number of hateful arguments within the fandom. Data shows that 1 in 5 young people have been cyberbullied. 41% of these adolescents claim the online abuse caused them to feel helpless or depressed. 20% report feeling suicidal as a result. Studies show that people are much more likely to behave a certain way when hidden behind a screen. Diffusion of responsibility is a psychological phenomenon in which people are less likely to take action or feel a sense of responsibility in the presence of a large group of people. Essentially, in a large group of people, you may feel that individual responsibility to intervene is lessened because it is shared by all of the onlookers. The bystander effect occurs when the presence of others discourages an individual from intervening in an emergency situation. Young people are encouraged to remain anonymous online and hide behind usernames that make them almost impossible to detect. Roast Me on Reddit is another movement which triggers inappropriate behaviours online.
I haven't heard of Roast Me, no. I haven't heard of that.
No, not really. I'm not really aware of that.
Roast Me. Roast Me is mainly a Reddit thing, but people do get roasted on 4chan, especially now. There's lots of feminists on 4chan, so a lot of original users go on there to roast the feminists, which is quite amusing to watch. But Roast Me, the actual forum on Reddit, the r/Roast Me, which I look at, it's all fun and games. You have to post a picture of yourself. You can't just post a random picture of someone. You have to be holding a sign that says r/Roast Me. You have to have agreed to have been roasted, and they won't say anything offensive. It's all just jokes that you're not allowed to delve into people's information and find out where they live and stuff like that, and then properly start hunting for them, sort of thing, to find things that will actually offend them. You just sort of give them a little roast sort of joke.
Cyberbullying has become a serious issue on social networking websites. The ability to remain anonymous means people are more likely to say hurtful things as they cannot get caught. This is especially prominent with younger online users. This form of bullying can have enormous effects on an individual's private life and well-being. The clear lack of administrative monitoring on these websites is also a contributing factor, as most posts go unseen unless reported by numerous users.
I don't tend to say a lot anyway, to be honest. I tend to just look at things and laugh at them, really.
I don't know. There's probably been a couple of instances when I was younger on social media and on the internet, but I don't anymore. Like, I usually mean it if I did say it.
For some people, I think that's an excuse they'll give, but if you're using a username, it's just easier to, make friends because you're not going by something common, so you can make kind of friendships due to your username. So I feel like you'd say anything you'd say anyway with a username.
I can't recall saying anything particularly extreme or anything like that on Facebook or Twitter or anything like that. I don't tend to do a lot like that.
I used to say things that I wouldn't say in real life pretty frequently, but my personality's changed a decent amount since I've matured a bit more, but I'd still say the same sort of things that I'd say online in real life.
As I said before, I think I did a couple of times when I was younger, but not now. I'd probably just mean it now if I did say it because I'm older.
Yeah, I think that young people will say things that maybe they don't know the meaning of, or they'll just say it because they think it's funny without actually, understanding what they're saying.
Overall, social networking has many positive as well as negative factors that contribute to our growing society. The lack of monitoring or censorship on social media can drive many young people into depression caused by online bullying. It is clear that social networking has a lot of power and can easily affect adolescents in their everyday lives. However, community building on social media also brings many people together, allowing them to inform each other and share their views from long distances. But at what cost? Is this vast web of communication worth the pain caused to the numerous young people affected by cyberbullying and online manipulation every day? That's for you to decide.
See, now, I personally don't believe that any group is personally responsible for cyberbullying, but I can see why certain people will come from forums such as B, or people will think of roast me as bullying and cyberbullying, but I don't think that any one forum is responsible. I think it's more just people as opposed to the forum.
I think sometimes it depends on the context. If it can be quite serious, like if someone's telling someone to go kill themselves, I think that's really bad, and that should definitely be investigated, and that action should be taken on that. But if it's just giving opinions and it gets a bit out of hand, I think that's okay. Just leave it, walk away from it when you've given your opinion, sort of thing.
No, I think cyberbullying is definitely a serious issue, particularly because a lot of things go across on the web without being seen by some police forces or something like that. But I think the police are starting to monitor various online databases now, so I think it's something that should be looked at.
I feel like most people, it is serious, some of the things that are said online, but at the same time it's serious some things that are said in real life, and they don't go charged. It's just because of the fact it's on the internet, they don't know who it is, and they're kind of scared of what's going to happen. If you don't like something online, just don't look at it. Remove it from your feed if you're on Facebook or Twitter or something, or just flag it if you don't like it.